Thanks so much for joining us. I am Linda Fitzgerald, an advisor with the SBDC, and today I'm going to host this webinar for Lani Lott. She will be your presenter today. This is the Digital Marketing Hour, Increasing Social Media Engagement. Thanks so much for being with us. Let me start by reading for you our disclaimer slide. Oops, let me jump in. Oh, here we go, the disclaimer. The information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, and other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU Sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. And this is the Shasta-Cascade Small Development Center. We support Shasta County and Trinity County. So if you live in one of those counties, you can meet directly, these days it's through Zoom, with an advisor from the SBDC. And if for some reason you are not in our particular area, don't worry, there's an SBDC in your region. And at the end of the presentation, we'll show you how to find them. And I want you to know something before Lani starts speaking, because sometimes people hear Lani and they think, oh, that's so great. How can I meet with her? You have access to confidential, no-cost advisory training with Lani because she's an advisor for the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. And it's no cost to you through your business because your tax dollars have already paid for this service. We would love for you and tell other small business owners about this service that's available to them. And now I'd like to present to you Lani Lott. Lani, thanks so much for presenting today's training.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome everybody. My name is Lani Lott, and as you can see in my new profile, that's my little sidekick, Charlie. I decided to include him in my profile picture since he's been spending more time with me than anybody. I am the president of LL Consulting. I have about 25 years of working in economic development and downtown revitalization across the Southwest, as well as the pleasure of advising for about 20 years with various small business development centers across Northern California. And I pretty much cover all areas in small business planning, market research, business feasibility, startup, pre-venture, seasoned businesses, and I love marketing. Who doesn't love marketing, right? That's the sexy topic of business planning. And I specialize in digital marketing, social media, branding, promotional strategies, and then I often work with retail, hospitality, and tourism sectors. So pretty much can do everything, but I really like marketing because it's just such a fun topic. So today's I am going to go ahead and I am going to stop my video because I talk a lot with my hands and I just think it's easier for you to follow along with the PowerPoint. We are recording this session and you will receive a link to the recording as well as a copy of my PowerPoint presentation along with the notes page. So feel free to take notes as you follow along, but know that you will be getting those two tools back to, as a follow-up and that you can then use that to refer back to. We're going to be talking about the importance of social media engagement, a topic that is always comes up when I'm talking to my clients about their social media platforms, channels, and efforts. Going to talk about strategies, tricks, and tips to increase engagement, and then the importance of measuring engagement, and then how you make those changes to make sure that you're on target with your goals. And then we'll have time for questions and a wrap up. So let's just jump right in there. I like to start my first slide out when I'm talking about social media marketing to kind of give a description of the three types of social media platforms, or not the platforms, but the purpose of the platforms. And the first one is social media popularity matrices for businesses to consumer, and we call that B to see. And you use these that are interested in the popular social media sites by using content marketing on social media systems that have the most users, and also used on less popular systems that have the best opportunities for promotion of your business. So these are really designed to reach an audience, to reach a potential customer, to build brand awareness, to sell your products and services to the consumer, right? Business to consumer. And these include, and these are not the only ones, but these are the most popular ones or the most often used ones. And that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook Messenger, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Twitter. I know there's other ones out there. There might be some social media platforms that are specially designed just for your type of business industry, but these are the ones that really are designed for reaching consumers. Then we have the business to business networking, which we call B2B. And this is designed for businesses, business to business connections in order to improve and enhance business networking efforts. The best social media system for B2B connections, of course, is LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is not in the top 10 lists for general popularity. However, it is critical for most businesses to have to be able to do business to business networking. And we've really seen since the pandemic, LinkedIn really becoming much more of a tool for businesses, especially professional businesses, to reach their customer base and create sales and have a presence on the on social media platform. And then the final one is really managing your online reputation. And this is a third approach, so that using social media systems that give reviews, such as Yelp, and then those that give local business information, such as Google My Business. And you can use your online reputation by a third-party program like TripAdvisor, Yelp, or you can use them that are built in. Most of them have them built into the Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. They all have their built-in reviews. So these are the type of social media marketing when we're talking about different platforms. And now we're going to switch into how do we really build that engagement. So first of all, social media engagement, the definition, you can Google it and there'd be a lot of different definitions, but it's really a measure of shares, likes, comments, views, subscribers, pins, reviews, mentions, either tagged or untagged, use of branded hashtags, and etc. It's any way that you are getting your social media followers to really engage with your post, your pin, your story, your tweet, and really having them comment on it, share on it. And this, of course, is how the algorithm really works within all of the social media platforms. The more that you have engagement, actual people not just looking at the post or liking the post, but really commenting, sharing it, all of those type of things. That's what builds social media engagement.
Lani?
Yes.
I just want to let you know that right now, you and I both have our microphones on, but when you're the only one with the microphone on, there's a lot of clicking and sounds that we're hearing. So your mic might be really sensitive if you're moving papers or anything like that. I just wanted you to be aware of
Might
it.
be my hair. I have my hair down.
Something's touching your mic. We're hearing a lot of distraction.
Must be my hair. Okay. Thank you for that. Let me just switch my. Okay. Well, I can't turn my mic off as excited as I get when I speak. Is this better?
That is. Thank you. I'll turn my mic off.
I'm going to. Okay. Sorry, folks. I know how annoying that can be. Okay. So basically, social media network is growing anytime someone interacts with your account. It's really about that. And we use social media to help expand our brand awareness. And as you can see in this infographic that I have on the right-hand side of the screen, is that people's top choice for customer care is social media. This is becoming very popular, especially during the pandemic, for folks to be able to respond and reach their business if they have a question about a product, or it didn't get delivered, or they received it and it was damaged. We're really seeing, of course, phone calls, the good old fashioned way, always work, but many folks are using social media messaging, private direct messaging, as a way to really respond to issues. But not only issues, but for customer care, but also reviews. We're using social media to push out polls and asking about, what did you think of this new product? So things like that, or for folks just to say, hey, I really like your business. I refer it to anyone who is looking for a good roofer, whatever that is, really customer care. So back in 2013, it was estimated that 67% of consumers used Facebook and Twitter for customer service. And that was 5 years ago. So I'm sure it's much higher now, especially from this 2020 pandemic, and many of the businesses being either closed or temporarily operating or having some limited hours. And then with the rise of Facebook Messenger using, that number is likely to be up towards 8 billion messages are exchanged between people and businesses on Messenger each month. So I don't know if any of you use Facebook Messenger as a way to engage with your social media followers, but I would definitely look at that. And Facebook Messenger, like many of the other messaging systems on social media platforms, have some built-in responses. So if someone goes to your page, it can pop up and it can say, hi, sorry we missed you, please leave your message here. Or if they start to type a message in your direct messenger into the messenger box, then they can get a message that you will get back to them as soon as possible. So there's some different features that I know Facebook has incorporated, and because they own Instagram, they've incorporated it. So they're making it easier for you as a business owner to be able to manage your social media engagement by having some of these ways that they built in automatic responses, just like you get when you call on the phone and you have a message, voice message, right? Same kind of idea, only this is through the social media platforms. We can use social media to learn a lot about our customers and community and how we can improve their experience. Having this direct line to your customers enables you to build relationships, develop empathy, and ultimately build a better product for your users. Of course, social media engagement increases loyalty and generates word of mouth. And then, like I mentioned before, social media algorithms are built around engagement. I have to tell you, I never really knew how important engagement was until social media engagement was, especially for the review sites, or even just the social media platforms that many of our younger generation, our millennials and Gen Z, are using to either ask for referrals and or to look at reviews to make business decisions. For example, my daughter, who is 25, she found her new dentist by going to review sites, looking at their reviews, seeing what people said, asking some of her friends, referral, and actually talking to them, do you know about this dentist? But they really, really use the review sites to make business purchasing decisions, and whether that business they should support those services. They should support that dentist. They want to go to that dentist by the review. So they're very, very powerful. So let's talk about some strategies, tips, and tricks to increase engagement. I'm going to just tell you right now from the beginning, there are no hidden secrets to it. It is really about consistency And knowing your audience and building a brand around your social media posting, tweets, stories, really kind of building that social media personality, and then delivering it in a way that encourages engagement. And sometimes that does really mean, and I'll talk a little bit about this, paying for some engagement, especially if you're looking at wanting to grow your brand awareness, or you're wanting to really drive followers or new audiences to your products and services and have them shop and see your online store. So there are, social media for the most part is a no cost type of marketing venue. However, the more that you want to engage you and use it with a specific goal, there are opportunities for you to invest in advertising on your social media platforms. And those are ways that many businesses do use to increase engagement, right? Just makes sense. Pay to play. So first of all, you really need to analyze, when you think about your social media goals and objectives and your engagement, is you really need to take a hard look at what's your current engagement look like. What's your current number of followers? Likes are those that like your page, and followers are those that are following and it's going into their news feed. Do you have followers? Are you pushing out nice organic content on a regular basis so that it does drop into your existing followers' feeds? And then from there, they will most likely, if it's engaging, if it means something to them, and you're developing that content around encouraging it to be shared or to be liked or to have a comment, then it will be more engaging. How many comments and shares are you getting on an average post? This is a scary part when we decide we can go into the back end of our social media platforms and look at how we're performing. If we're not posting regularly, you're not going to be growing your social media engagement or even your social media channel. It's just that simple. And I hear this all the time. Well, I really try, but I don't know what to, post. And it's like, I just say, develop a calendar. Develop 3 times a week. Think about what you would want to post on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and develop the content around that. Start making sure you've got, good video or high-end photos, that you're thinking about what kind of content. And it's not always just about buy, right? It's about really, who is your audience? What are they really engage and actually when a post happens, you see that it's reaching more people and that it's really, you see a higher end of shares or views or comments. And that's where, going into your back end of your channel, your social media channel, you can see the type of content that really resonates with your audience. Track your numbers regularly so you can catch jumps or dips in engagement and gain insight on what's working or not. But again, if you are not regularly posting or dropping content into your various channels and a variety of content, then you're going to have very little type of engagement, and you're not going to see much in terms of growing your audience, growing your social media presence. And then dive deep into each of your platform's free analytic tools and track your performance in the key areas. And I'm going to talk at the end of this about which of those, what you want to track in the 5 most popular social media platforms. So analyze your current engagement. And it's like, I look at mine, I manage about 5 different accounts for clients, and I see what's performing well. And usually it's something organic. It's speaking, it's something that was created. It wasn't shared. It even can be then a boosted post that has more engagement, right? Then, do we have any questions, Linda?
No, nothing.
Okay.
Keep going, Lani. Great
Okay,
job.
thanks. Okay. So the next way is to identify your goals. You want to really take some time. I'm a big goal setter and looking at objectives and actions. Otherwise, we're just, kind of winging it. So when you think about your marketing strategy, usually the first of the year is a great time to kind of lay it out. And I suggest you do it quarter by quarter. So look at quarter one. What's coming up in quarter one that is relevant to your business, whether it's a seasonal holiday, or it's a virtual conference or trade show you may be participating in. I wish I could say a in-person trade show, but not yet. Is there an opportunity that you're going to be participating in a virtual event or marketplace? So you want to look and identify your goals. So lay it out, not only for just your social media platform, but for all of your marketing efforts. And then change. So are you wanting your social media engagement, your social media platforms to help change the public perception of your brand? Are you wanting to bring more brand awareness? Are you wanting to get it more out into the marketplace? Have you just updated your with a new logo and a new visual website? Are you trying to develop new customer leads through your LinkedIn? Are you collecting feedback about new products? So if you're going to be introducing some new products for the season for quarter one, or you've just brought in a new type of brand or line. Let's say you're a clothing store and you're bringing in some new name brand lines, or you're just bringing in some new jewelry that's custom made. Educating your audience with resources and advice. A lot of social media is used for helping bring our customers along with what type of resources and advice that makes sense to them and why it adds value for them to consider your business, right? When we think about Marketing 101, we always talk about people purchase the benefits, not so much the features. So the feature of your business may be that you sell widgets and you sell them at below cost and you have a financing plan. Well, that doesn't really mean much to the customer. The benefits are that what will it do to improve their life? And, this widget will help you do whatever. It will free up your time. It will make your life easier. And you can spread the pain of paying for it over 12 months interest-free, right? And then are there some people that don't have their things muted?
Yeah. I have to mute someone. Hold on just a moment. There we go.
Okay, thank you. So educating your audience and resources and advice, that could be one of your buckets that you do, that you want to post content in each week. Every Wednesday, you're going to help educate your audience about something about one of your products or services. Sometimes you can do this with a testimonial from another customer, or you can do this from pulling it down from your industry, an article that maybe was published and you want to share it. This could be just you providing some really good organic content saying, hey, I get this question every time about this product that I have. This widget people love. So I want to hear what you love about it. If you've purchased this widget, tell me what you love about it. So, it can be that just off the cuff too. And a lot of times, especially with new businesses entering the market, they just want to increase brand awareness. So think about the goal that you want to create for your social media platform, and then what are your objectives that you want to achieve over the next quarter. So, make it smaller. Don't have to eat the whole elephant in one big, huge bite. And then what are the actions that you're going to take in the next 3 months to make that a reality? Let's say you are looking at, your goal is, I want to announce my online shop. And so that's your big goal. And then your objectives of how you're going to use social media to help drive everybody to your website is that you're going to be posting and or tweeting or showing stories about what's available on your store, announcing your store, online store, leading people to that website where they can make the purchasing decision. So all of that could be what you're going to focus Q1's whole social media platform about. So think about your goals. I love this post over here on this side. There's an Instagram post from All Fired Up. That's a business in Reading, that they're a pottery shop, right? And so she's got limited hours. She's has a beautiful studio. Her class sizes have been limited. She's been closed and opened again. And so, of course, the holidays is always a busy time for gifts. So she has these Christmas painting kits. And so she posted about that, and that, again, they've got these kits, the studio painting and gift cards. And then her whole description is all about what is available for the holidays. I love how she showcased this. It's very engaging, very set up. And so, people are going to click on that. And if they're already followers of her business, they're going to say, oh yeah, I could get that painting kit from All Fired Up. And part of social media engagement is staying top of mind with our customer base. People want to support you. So help them make that decision by keeping top of mind, by using your social media platforms. Know your audience. Okay, so we all think we know our audience, right? We really don't know it. So know you're buying from you, following you, and interacting with your posts, your tweets, your pins, your Instagram stories, whatever it is, all of your platforms if you want to. So you want to look at your, develop a clear understanding of who that target audience may be for them. Is probably the most important thing you can do as a social media marketer. You really have to know your audience so you could develop your content to reach that audience. Otherwise, it's just going to, go into their feed and it's not going to make any sense. You're not going to get that engagement. Your target audience informs all elements of your social media strategy. Your target audience is not everyone. Your task in defining your social media audience is to identify and understand your niche, right? Your primary target market, your primary customer. So you can dominate it. Who most wants to engage with you on social media? So the first area we look at is age. You don't need to get too specific here, focusing on learning which decade of life your social media target audience is in, or their generation. Are you looking at reaching baby boomers? Are you more targeted at Gen X? So you know your business, you know what age that really the generation of folks that are purchasing your products and services or are supporting your business. You should know that by now. And then you want to think about your social media platform. Is it the right platform to get in front of that specific generation? Location and time zone. Where in the world does your social media audience live? This helps you understand which geographic areas to target. So you may be more local. your business, if you have a storefront, you may focus more local. This business that's here on the right-hand side that I'm showcasing is Up North Confectionery and Mercantile, and this is up in Trinity County in Weaverville, right on Highway 299. I would say their primary target market in the low season is their more local business, right? The residents of Trinity County, specifically Weaverville. And maybe in the summertime and in the fall, it might be, or it used to be, and it will be again, are those travelers that are coming up the hill and going over to the coast. And so there's a lot of visitors that travel through on 299, and they often stop in historic Weaverville. And their store is located right there. So their secondary market may be the visitor. So they're going to design their content to be somewhat specifically different depending on where they think that target market's coming from. If they're in the summertime, they already know that many of the visitors on 299 come up from Reading. So some of their content may be about when you're cutting up the hill, it only takes you 40 minutes to come up. We're a little cooler than Reading. Stop in historic Weaverville and check out our ice cream selection. We have one for every person's specific flavor. That may be a post that they make. They may decide to do a boosted post or even an ad campaign that reaches just a specific target location that is, they know will be traveling and visiting during the summer months. So that's just an example, right, of the locations and time zones. Spending power and patterns. How much money does your target audience for social media sites have to spend? How do you approach purchases in your price category? Do they have specific financial concerns or preferences you need to address? And this is around, are you at the high end of the market? Are you kind of offering products and services in the mid, or are you more of a discount type of business? Is your store online store? Is it, that's where it may showcase really high-end products. So you've got to make sure that you're knowing your audience, and that's who is going to be navigating towards that your business. If you're more of a discount store or a discount online shop, or your in-person shop is more of a discount and it's an outlet, then you're going to know that that's who the audience you're going to be attracting. Challenges. What pain points is your social media audience dealing with? And this again is that benefit. We know the features of our business. We know how to create this beautiful reindeer feed here on this picture. But what is kind of the benefit? Well, this is a really fun thing for the holidays. And there's a little bag in there, and you can get reindeer feed, and you can give that with Santa's cookies on the night of Christmas Eve, right? That's what they're kind of targeting. So you want to think about that benefit. It'd be fun and festive for your kids, be a little way for them to connect to Santa if they couldn't see Santa. So if you're looking at benefits or the pain that your social media audience, what are you trying to relieve for them? What are their pain points, and how does your product or service or business help with the benefit of that or the value? And then stage of life. Does your social media target audience include college students, new parents, parents of teens, retirees? So you got to kind of, think about your whole audience. And you should be able, if you're a seasoned business, you should be able to kind of jot this down and really think about it and then know it. If you're a brand new business, you still may not have the data from years of, customer base and sales points of sale to pull down. You might just need to start to kind of record it and think about it. And you're in a place where you can then kind of switch over to a target market that you thought this would be your target market. But whoops, sorry, that's my dog. And that this would be more of where you would want to kind of maybe navigate if, after your first year in business, you're like, oh, I thought it would be college students, but it turned out to be the parents of college students, right? Then use social listening to find conversations about your business. It's a way to uncover conversations in your industry and your products. Monitoring relevant keywords and hashtags reveals what people are saying about you and your competitors online, even when you're not tagged. That's why you have hashtags. Go into some hashtags. See what your competitors are using for hashtags, and then go in and see what other folks are saying, what kind of posts are going in those hashtags. Hashtags are really, really important for kind of organizing your content, organizing your social media engagement, and really seeing what hashtags are really working and relevant to your business. And then check out the competition. I always say, shop the competition. Look at their Instagram pages, look at their Twitter, go into their LinkedIn, follow them on Facebook, see what kind of posts they're getting, see what kind of engagement they're getting. You can see how many shares they get. You can see how many people they've reached. And so you can see the kind of content they're posting and engaging. And then that can give you an insight to how to position your own business and find your niche. Not copy competition, but find that little area that you can slide in and start to say, hey, this is where I could really shine because my competition is doing this over here. I think I can do it better and different. And this is my target market. And this is how I'm going to develop my social media content and really grow my engagement. So this is a really interesting concept, and it's not talked a lot about. Most of the time we jump into social media and we just are kind of posting. We don't know, we don't have a really style guide. We don't have a voice. We don't have a font. We don't have colors. This kind of grows over time. So if you can think about this in the beginning, and now maybe one of your goals is really kind of think about creating a social media style guide, consistent in social media profiles. You kind of want to know, so your brand, remember branding is everything you do to about your business. It includes, photos. It includes not only your name and your tagline that you use, but it includes everything that you do about your business. So it's pretty consistent. And so when people see that name and those colors, they know what business that is. And this is really key in social media. So you want to be consistent with your logo. You want to be consistent with some of the way that you write and post. You want to define your social media brand voice. And that, think of it this way, if your brand were a real person, what would they sound like? And how would they want to be perceived? Some of the descriptors might be a combination of the following: friendly, smart, compassionate, confident, helpful, casual, sarcastic, bold, energetic, cheerful, upbeat, formal, young, trendy, dry humor. Do I need to say more? So as you're writing and creating your content, you want to kind of think and be consistent of how you are saying it and the kind of grammar and terminology you use, your hashtag usage, your visual guidelines, and your posting formatting. So visuals can include fonts for graphics, acceptable color combinations, different for per network, photos of your office and team, event logos. There are two major types of visuals to cover inside your style guide when you're thinking about creating that. That's photos, GIFs, graphics or videos shared within post, and then profile images, cover photos, and header graphics. So really, we think about this social media style guide as being a playbook for you and for your marketing team. There may come a time where you're able to have, and you're maybe already there, one of your key employees is going to be the person that is going to be the social media marketer for you. For example, I have an older daughter. She has a very successful roofing business, and she's hired my 25-year-old to do all her Instagram posting and her Facebook posting. And she has created a style guide, not probably written down, because most businesses don't write stuff down, but it's by default. She wants a certain color. She wants certain kind of photos. She wants, certain kind of language. She wants it to be friendly. She wants it to be informative. So all of those things are going into the style guide that then helps guide her social media marketer to ensure that it's developing the brand and supporting the business brand. So you may want to just think about this now, go back and look at all of what you've posted over the last year and say, okay, what kind of personality style have I created? What is my voice? What colors am I using? Am I consistent? And maybe you might want to make some tweaks in that. So of course, we all know we got to create and share valuable content. I mean, if you're not going to create and share valuable content, why are we doing social media? It's okay not to do social media. You don't have to have a social media platform if it's something that you're not ready to do and invest your time in. However, it is so fun once you start doing it, and it is really a way. Websites are your real estate. You own that. It's a one-way type of relationship. Everything you do, you want to push all of your engagement to so that it lands on your web page or your website. Social media is a way to have an ongoing conversation and relationship with your customers. And this has been extremely important with the pandemic, because so many of our storefronts and our businesses that depend on farmers markets or events to sell at, and even our business-to-business businesses that make most of their relationships at trade shows or conferences. We've all seen a huge shift in this since the pandemic. So social media has helped fill that gap so that we can have continuing relationships with our customers. And then, add Zoom or Microsoft Teams or meetups in that, and we can actually have real time face-to-face conversations. But social media is really a way, especially for reaching your customers that are not necessarily located in your local region. If you're a business that really depended on tourism business or out-of-state business or even international business, then social media has been one way that you've kept your relationship going and keeping people informed about your status of your business. So create and share valuable content, contest polls, asking questions, engaging your audience to ask questions. Try an Ask Me Anything session. So you could host a live Facebook event, or you can just post, hey, ask me anything you want to know about my business, and I'll respond to you within the next 24 hours. Test their knowledge, media upload contests, animated GIF, spotlighting customers, customer stickers or filters for Instagram stories. There is no right or wrong about creating and sharing valuable content. Again, it goes back to your goals. What are you trying to achieve? And what is your personality or your brand voice, your social media voice? This is a salon, saloon. It's a pizza place, and it's a bar up in Weaverville. Of course, it's been, closed and then reopened at 25% capacity. There for a while, they were only doing delivery. And theirs is really simple. Every day, they post this post, or once a week, they post this post with the soup schedule. Soup's real big up in Weaverville because it's always so cold, I think. And they're just real down so that everybody knows. And they pin it to the top of their Facebook page, so that people can know that on Wednesday it's going to be chicken and dumplings, and they know then the next post they might have after that, let's say Wednesday afternoon, they may say, hey, we're out of chicken and dumplings, you missed it, sorry, but now we have our replacement soup and it's this. So they could do real-time update, but they're laying out their menu for the week by doing something simple and using one of the basic backgrounds that Facebook offers. So other strategies and tips: stay topical, stay on the topic. Not sure what to chat about on any given day, just join a conversation that's already happening, commenting on current events or trends in a way that ties your business or brand is an opportunity to instantly connect with an audience in a timely way. And you need to be sensitive about that, nothing political, unless you're that type of business, you're in that industry. So stay topical. If it's, it could be even posting, there's a great Open for Business group in Shasta in Reading. And you could go in and join that group and you can see what people are posting, and then you could repost that on your Facebook page or your Instagram. So keep the conversation going. Online, you need that give and take. It's important for you to practice both reactive engagement and proactive engagement. When you're reactive, you're answering direct messages, incoming mentions or comments. When you're proactive, you're the one sparking the conversation, and people who may be talking about you but haven't necessarily sent messages to you directly. Maybe they'll mention you with a misspelled brand name or an unofficial nickname. Either way, it's an opportunity to reach out. Show your human sign. It should be side, not sign. Show your human sign. Okay, you caught me. I'm going to change that to side. If I had put that on Facebook or Instagram, maybe somebody would say, hey, did you misspell that? What's human sign? Well, this is a picture of a human side. This is Misfit Plumbing. They're a plumbing business. I love their post. And it's real simple. Sometimes you just need to get a little dirty and just get it done. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Showcasing one of their employees. Obviously, plumbing sometimes is a dirty business. Thumbs up. I love this. Simple and to the point. Human side. Manage your followers. Keep a list of influencers and brand advocates that are a positive influence for your channels. Think about, look at your followers. And manage them. Participate in social media groups. Do your research and identify the groups that are most relevant to your market and audience. Before you start to post in groups, take some time to observe what others are posting about and what kind of dialogue is going on. So one tip for social media groups, if you're going to join a group as your page, your business page, make sure that that group has enabled you to. There is a feature in groups that allows just profiles, which are your personal profiles, right? Me as Lani Lott can join my personal Facebook, can join some groups, but me as LL Consulting, my business page, may not be able because they don't allow that or they haven't enabled that. So if you want to post as your business page in a group, you have to make sure that that's allowed and they've enabled it. Otherwise, you got to do it personal. So then think about that, because really you don't want to engage in groups to always talk about buy from me as a business. You're really wanting to hear what people are saying, share things, give advice, maybe post a question about, hey, I'm looking at adding this certain product to my product line. Is that something of interest to you guys? Did you guys know that one of my colleagues in my business industry just got an award? And then you can post something subtle about your business in a group. And then respond in a timely manner, always, always, always. And then make a calendar, schedule smarter. You know that all of the social media platforms have a scheduling feature. You can schedule all of your posts out for a month. I usually do it by 2 weeks as I'm developing content. And I know what day and time most of my followers or my are on, actually living online, so that it'll reach them and they'll see it. And so those are the times that I will schedule the content that I've created for maybe a 2-week period. Especially handy if you're really busy. Well, you're always really busy. What am I saying? Especially if you're, you have a storefront and you maybe have a delivery and you're curbside and you're down staff and you have limited hours. The pandemic has just played havoc with us. And one of the things that's kind of dropped off the radar might be your social media. So think about, for your social media engagement, if you want to start to activate it again and you want to start back up with your regular post, or tweets or Instagram or pins, schedule them out. Do it on a Sunday. Carve out an hour before each work day on a Monday, or have a team member brainstorm with you, and then you help guide them to post it. However you do it, you can schedule it. Just do it. Okay, so I wanted to talk about what are the best days and times, and consistency gives your followers a habit to follow, right? So here is consistency. Facebook, they say post once a day. Tweets, 15 a day. This is how many should you post. Pinterest, 11 pins per day. LinkedIn, 1 post per day. Instagram, 1 to 2 posts per day. And this is by a source co-schedule. Now you're going, oh my God, I can't do 15 tweets. Well, maybe Twitter isn't for you, but can you do 1 post a day on your Facebook platform, and maybe 1 to 2 on Instagram? And we know that Instagram shares to Facebook. It's just that it's not always the right share. You want to make sure you're sharing from a business Instagram to a business Facebook page. And that may be the way that you get 1 post, and then you're going to do a second post on Instagram that's much more organic. Here is from, again, CoSource, optimal days to post and best times to post. And now you're going to get this PowerPoint. Go ahead and screenshot it now so you have it. You may look back at your matrix and say, that's not when my people are on. They're not on Facebook on Thursdays. They're on Wednesdays from 8 to 9. Well, then good for you, because you know when they're on. So that's when you're going to schedule one of your posts. These are just average, right? And here's where it breaks down. And so this is a great, screenshot too for you. Gives you just some times, ideas, something to, if you're just getting started, or you're just wanting to say, hey, mine are all over the page and there's no consistency, this may be a place where you might want to refer to and get a little more consistent. So measuring engagement success. I talked a lot about the analytics. This can be a whole 1.5 hours to 2 hours. The more we dig into this, the more confusing it gets. So you want to look at Facebook page insights, page and post engagement, post and story reach, recommendations, video views, follower views, orders and earnings. This will all be in the notes page for you. So I'm not going to read it all. So I have a little time for some questions, but these are the back end of these platforms. This is where you're going to really dig in and see how you're performing. If you're doing ads, of course, Facebook Ad Center, it's how ads spent, people reached, post engagement, and link clicks. So Instagram, content, activity, and audience, same with Pinterest. And this is the thing that I love about social media, is not only can you create it and it's easy to do, but you can also see how it's performing. So this is just kind of fun, some fun benchmarks. I'm kind of a geek like this. And so these were social media engagement bookmarks by industry. And this is back in 2018. That's the most current that I could find. And it's just kind of showing you which type of categories calculated by average engagement rate per post on Facebook. And so you can see that food and beverages, higher ed, hotels and resorts, and then influencers. These are how they're kind of like performing, who's having the most engagement. Instagram engage, higher ed, that's just like, they use it a lot, I guess. Maybe that's just to reach the college students, but that was kind of a surprise for me. And then here's Twitter. And then this one is a little bit different. This is about business to business social media engagement rates. And what to look at is the overall. And Instagram has the highest. Let me get my notes here so I can make sure I say it right. So when we talk about business to business industries, saw similar trends in engagement across the major social platforms. Instagram saw the highest engagement with around 2% of the posts receiving some form of engagement. And then Twitter was at the low end. Pinterest was the only channel to experience engagement levels close to Instagram, with 1.6 of users engaging. And one common thread between these two channels, Instagram and Pinterest, of course, is the emphasis on visual content. And that's suggesting maybe imagery plays a large part in really getting a reaction from followers. And we know this, you know, quality pictures. When you think about your own social media engagement, what attracts you to that post? It's usually the image or the video. It's not something that's kind of down dry and boring. It's really like, okay, I really like the Grand Canyon, and I have following their Instagram page, and there are these amazing photos. And it's just something that, you know, I really enjoy outdoor imagery. So that's why I'm following it. So you kind of have to kind of think about your own and what draws you, and then, you know, switch it over to your business and what would draw your followers. And you might want to even sit down and do a focus group with some of your followers, some of your customers. You could do it over Zoom. You could pull together a little focus group and just say, hey, I'm trying to increase my social media engagement. Which platforms do you use regularly? What really engages you to share or like or comment on a post? What would you suggest? Here's my Instagram. What would you suggest for some improvements? Your customers will be brutally honest with you. They'll be nice about it to your face, but use focus groups as a way maybe to kind of dig deeper into, am I on track? Am I not on track? Okay, Linda, I'm going to start my video again so I can see myself. And do I have any questions?
You do.
I think,
One
okay.
question is, how do you manage your followers?
Managing your followers is really about watching who is following. Okay, so you can look in and see who your followers are, right? You can click on that. You can click on your notifications and you can see who is liking your page, who is following you now. You can actually look down and see who's following. Do I have influencers? So you're just wanting to see, am I growing my followers? Like I have a Facebook business page that I manage for an organization, okay? And so it's a kind of environmental organization. And we have more followers than we have people that like it. And so I was thinking about that. Why do I have more followers than I have likes? Well, when I started to dig into my followers, I see that there's quite a few people that I know as colleagues that are in the environmental industry that are starting to follow my page. So you get kind of, you know, managing your followers is just kind of watch it, see how it's growing, who is starting to follow you. Do you have some influencers? Go to their pages and see who they are, what businesses they like. You know, kind of that's the strategy. Hope that answered it.
Great, thank you. Here's another one. Do you know of any platforms to schedule Instagram and Facebook posts?
Oh, yeah. Well, Facebook and Instagram you can do yourself. Hootsuite is a third-party program. So for scheduling Facebook posts, your own business, you can go in and actually, you know, go to the publisher and there's a tool there that you can schedule, and you can schedule your post. You can do it from your own Facebook and Instagram pages. But Hootsuite is one that is often referred to. That is one of they've been in the market for a long time, and you can use them to be able to schedule all of your platforms across all, you know, schedule all of your social media platforms, just not Instagram and Facebook, but you can do Twitter, you can do Pinterest, you can do majority of the platforms from one place. Again, gives you a dashboard. It's not always free. So that's one thing. But so, you know, you should be able to do both of Facebook and Instagram yourself and be able to schedule it. Facebook keeps changing it and it's not always as easy. Now that they have Facebook Business Suite, that is one way to be able, it makes it a lot easier. that would be something that maybe you could ask your advisor to demonstrate for you.
Oh, we have a number of questions to address, and I know we're almost at the end of our meeting, but let's go a minute or two over, Lani, just so we can help everyone here. The next question is, do you know how to find hashtags that are specific to your audience or business? And are there website platforms that can help with that?
You know, hashtag, I think the best way to figure out your hashtag is to do it yourself. Go to your competitors and see what they're using. Start experimenting with hashtags. If you brand your business, hashtag LL Consulting. Okay, I'm going to use that every single time. You know, we don't say use a whole bunch of hashtags. I like to say use 5 max. So one is your branded, maybe one is about your industry. And if you're doing a specific post about that product, do the product name, and do maybe a couple more that you want to experiment with. Maybe one is something about the benefit of your business. So you really, the best advice I can give you is do some research of your competitors, and then start to go into some hashtags and just look at who's posting there and say, oh, that makes sense for my post. And then start using them. But do a hashtag for your business, hashtag for your industry. For example, we were doing some posts for an organization and it was during the holiday. So we branded shop local, shop small business, and shop local, shop safe. And we used those 3 as throughout the whole campaign. So we had a month campaign and we just used those hashtags. So you can, there are some recommended hashtags that I have a resource for that. But you could Google best hashtags from boutiques, best hashtags for art businesses, best hashtag for nonprofits, and you'll get a whole list of them.
Lani, can you do me a favor? Can you advance to the next slide so people can read the details you have there?
I'm sorry.
Last couple questions. This is really helpful information for those of you joining us, because Shasta-Cascade SBDC is the name of our office. And like I said earlier, we serve Shasta and Trinity counties in Northern California, but there are SBDCs all over the US. And there's a link on the bottom if you would like to find an SBDC office near you. It's americassbdc.org/find-your-SBDC. And you can find an office near you that has advisors that can help you in these same places. And Lani is an advisor for marketing here at our office. And if you are in our area, you can reach out to Emily. Her email is right there, and talk with Emily. Emily can provide some paperwork for you, and Emily can assign you to the right advisor. There are a lot of different advisors that work in different specialties. And now, Lani, let's go to the last couple of questions we have for you. Should the maximum number of hashtags be used in Instagram?
Yes and no. So the thing about hashtags, include hashtags in your comment or in your content, but on your picture, in a story or Instagram photo, you should try to only use 1 or 2 and hide them. You remember, Instagram is about the image, right? And so the best practice is, if you're going to put a hashtag into the image, put it in a place that it does not take away from the image. There's tricks that you can hide it behind color. You can put it down at the bottom, but in your content, you can put, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hashtags in that. So that's the best practice with Instagram.
And just to let people know, they will be receiving a link to a recording of this webinar. So someone just asked, will this be in the recording? So you can come back to the recording, go to the end of it, and listen to this again. So thank you for asking that question. And here's your last question, Lani.
Okay.
Is it really possible to increase engagement without advertising? And then they have in brackets, I'm thinking of Facebook.
Yeah, it is. It's slow, and it takes, like a really concentrated idea. I mean, It is, but you really need to be consistent with your posting. You need to have a really great plan. You need to have a variety of content. And it really wouldn't matter if you were going to do it this way or you're going to pay for the engagement. If you pay for social engagement, and you're paying for an ad just to get likes or followers, sometimes, they're not as loyal as if over time you're building your social engagement because you're really engaging your audience that's already following you. You're asking the right questions. You're following up with responses. If you're going to pay for Facebook advertising, what I would recommend is look at the boosted feature. And I do a whole workshop, and you can find it on our YouTube channel on drip marketing. And that's where you're posting some organic posts at least 3 to 4 times a week. And you've defined an audience that you want to reach. And then you're seeing which of those posts are the most organic. And then you're going to boost that for $1 a day. And then you change it up the next week. But it takes you doing organic posts as well as investing a little bit of money. And then you're boosting the most organic post to a new audience. You've already tested that that's an engaging post. Now you're taking a little bit of your marketing dollars and investing on reaching a new audience in a specific area that's not too large, right? So it is possible. It just takes a little bit longer and a little bit more of a strategic approach, being very consistent.
Well, Lani, everyone has been very engaged. We still have 20 people on the call. So I'll let you wrap it up for the day.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Lani.
Thank you, Linda, for hosting. And thank you, everyone, for, did I stop sharing my screen?
Yeah, do you need to bring it back? That's okay.
No, that's okay. I'll just say goodbye. Have a great day. Thank you for attending, and go out there and just do it. Where it's a new year, new goals, new strategy, and hopefully this gave you some thought on how to increase your social media engagement.
And you are truly a global trainer, Lani, because we had a thank you from the UK message. I had to throw that in for you.
Oh, okay. I'm going to add that to my resume.
We'll see all of you hopefully at another session. Thank you so much for joining us.
Bye-bye.